welcome to another edition of Fandom Friday with WEXO, Radio XOs, with Admin Trish and Admin Joy. And just to let everyone know, we do have a special guest that's going to be joining us in approximately 30 minutes. And you guys
I'm
are not
so
going to
excited.
this. You're
so
not.
excited.
Oh
my gosh.
I've been excited all day, and I can't wait until our guest joins us. But, he gets to miss the crazy part, the announcements, the soapboxing, and anything else that we have to cover before he arrives. Announcements.
Yes.
World music. Hey there. World music, number one.
Yes.
Our very own Lita Suho with Self-Portrait. That is awesome news. Awesome news.
He's the only K-pop artist too, isn't he? On the chart.
He is the only K-pop artist on the chart.
Yeah.
He is.
Yes.
He is doing fantastic. Wish we could have got a couple more wins, but it happens. We tend to fall off a little bit as a fandom. That's okay. That's okay. We're all going through a stressful time right now. In case you don't notice, my stress lines are very deep this week. Very, very deep.
Mine are covered with about 3 layers of makeup right now.
I've got 2 layers on, and you can still see it horribly.
Okay, you have been under a lot more stress than me.
Oh, I wish I could. I want to work. I want to forget this ever happened, but we never will.
So, I'm laughing.
Doesn't that color look good on her? So, can you see the comments?
No.
Oh, the color looks good on you, Joy.
Oh, thank you.
I love that burgundy on you. So, Suho, this is our whole night is going to basically, you're on the phone with Sagan and she says hi. Tell her we said hi.
Oh,
hey. We said hi. We love you guys.
Yes.
So, our whole show is going to revolve around Suho. Meeting our special guest is revolved around Suho. Guys, you know what it means, right? He's got his V Live, his heart for you. I could not afford Fan Plus thing to watch his special broadcast. So, somebody can send it to me, please, because I enjoy it. I would enjoy it. But, ladies, gentlemen, Kit Kats, whoever we are watching, hey there, 8 years with XO. Me too.
Oh, how awesome.
Me too. 8 years with XO.
See, I didn't know about them. I didn't know the world of K-pop existed until 2017. So,
let me tell you, I got on a pop band's bus and heard Big Bang in 2009. So I've been here that long.
Yeah.
I've been here that long. And my child reminds me that Super Junior is older than Big Bang and that I should have listened to Super Junior first. But she's only 13, so she gets it off a little bit. She's all right.
Yeah, she kind of gets it, honestly.
She does. She gets the whole thing. She gets K-pop more than adults do. More than adults do. And let me tell you, she's pretty rough about K-pop in her house. Pretty rough about it. It's a serious business. It's serious business in this house. Oh, K-pop queen. Tell Sagan I need to DM her. I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
DM her. I gotta DM her.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I got an idea.
I have no idea. I'm totally innocent in all that.
So I will fill you in later, but it came to me after the show, and I really want to do it. So I got to figure it out, but we will. Hey, Miss Denise, I miss you guys. I'm not in chat at all. Hardly. I'm like there for a second and gone. But if anybody needs a couple kids during quarantine, keep them company, I will pay for shipping. I will. I have 3 extras, and I'm over it.
Oh my God!
I'm over 3 extra kids. Yeah, laugh. It's funny.
I'm actually laughing because I kind of feel your pain, but I'm past that stage. So I have memories. I got memories. If that counts.
Yes, it does count. It does. If they were my own, it'd be fantastic. I can't even hug my grandsons, and that's horrible. But you do what you do. You do what you got to do, and I'm doing it in quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm the only introvert I've ever met in my life that wants to leave the house right now. I haven't left my house since 2018 on purpose. And now I just can't wait to leave. I want to get out of here. Anywhere. I don't care where. If they'll take me, I'm on the way. Wait, Suho. Let's get back to business. Suho is the subject of tonight. And we got 3 wins. We got 3 wins.
Yeah.
For Let's Love and Self-Portrait. If you guys are seeing the fan art on your timelines, these people are so talented.
I know. I'm like an so hour. Jealous.
They can just come to a mural at my house and I'd be so happy. I would pay them a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't know where I'd get it, but I would. I'd figure it out. I'd get a loan. Because I didn't get stimulated by the government. So I have to figure it out. I didn't get stimulated.
Oh.
Yeah. 3 wins, top of the world music charts. He is killing me. Kim Jumian has never been a bias record of mine. Ever. Ever, ever. Until now. Now he hurts me. He hurts me hard. And it's bad.
Now you know how I feel and the Lizzies and the twins feel. Now you know how we are feeling about this. Oop.
Yeah, it's painful. In a good way, but it's still painful. And I love him so much. I've respected him since, day one. Day one, watching all the pain that he endured for all of his members. If you haven't been here that long, I know you've seen the video live. It was absolutely devastating when he was the only one that went on stage to receive their awards.
Yeah.
That was painful for any soul. And I can tell y'all that the videos that are still around that you can still see, they still hurt. They still sting all this time later. Okay, so I have a fire truck stopped in front of my house. Okay. That's probably
I see him in the reflection.
You see him in the reflection of my glasses?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them out there.
Oh my gosh. Are there houses across your street?
Not close. I mean, they're literally directly in front of my house. So you want to chat for a minute, Joy, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. You never know what you guys are going to expect when we get on here, right? I'm telling you. Now, I can't read your comments. So hopefully everything's okay with Trish. But yes, Suho, 3 wins. If you got to see his fan meet over the weekend, you also got to see when he found out about his 3rd win. And I'll tell you, I teared up. Maybe it was because it was 2:30 in the morning for me, but I'd stayed up 40-something hours, almost 40 hours, just so I could watch it. So if you got to watch it, it was amazing. If not, V-Live will be slow. They will put the subs in, and it takes a little while. We all know what they did with the concert and how long they took for Exploration to redrop. So, Fanship. I don't know if you guys saw it. I didn't. 2:30, I could not do it this morning. You okay?
Yeah. I was good in the hood. I was good.
Where was
it? They were across the street. We have a really big problem with brush fires.
Oh.
It's super dry. So there's a lot across the street from my house.
Oh
so
my God.
They keep checking because it was on fire yesterday. It was on fire.
Anyway, I was talking about I had gotten about the 3rd win, and that he found out on the fan meet. So wondered if anyone got to watch his surprise live the other earlier today, 2:30 my time, and me being up for work at 5, I couldn't make it. So I'm gonna have to just kind of suffer and wait till it gets put back up on V-Live.
Ugh.
So, Well, he did not realize that was just for the fanship.
Yeah, I know. He was complaining capitalism.
Oh, he was not happy about it. He wanted for everyone to see it.
So. Oh, he's painful for you too? Yeah. When I butt in, I'm just reading comments. So we have to call 911 for a second. Which album? She hasn't gotten Sulo's album yet. Ooh.
What?
No. Sagan.
What?
Waiting for them to deliver her album.
Oh, she was going to do an unboxing.
Yeah.
She hadn't gotten
We've done, what, 3 unboxings? We've done 3 for a radio.
Yeah.
We've done 3. And we also did another Obsession unboxing because Admin Liz had a set that hadn't been opened yet. So
yeah, she had to wait for the perfect time.
She wanted to wait until everything was situated for her to do it. Guys, EXO, we know enlistments are like right around the corner for everybody because we lose the Beagle line this year too. We have a theory, and I shared with Edmund Joy that other people are starting to get our same theory in Twitter world. So hopefully that is the case.
I hope so too.
If that is the case. We're not going to mention it out loud just because we don't want to jinx things.
No.
We do lose the Beagle line this year at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So those of you are new to K-pop, new to EXO, the Beagle line is Baekhyun, Chanyeol, and Chen.
Yep.
So we do lose them. But by the end of the year, we also have a Kai solo. We have a Kai solo coming up.
I hope so. I really hope so.
When we have a Kai solo, we know it's the end.
And we also know
that it's the end until enlistments are over. So
we also know that Baekhyun's been recording another album.
Yes,
he keeps talking about being in the recording studio.
Yes, so we will have Baekhyun's second child. And we were hoping for a third child from Chen. But I think we're going to have to wait about 18 months for that. So
after with all the hate, that's why we're not seeing I don't think that's why we're seeing little zip, nothing, zilch from him. It's because of all the hate. Yeah.
110 days. Not that I count or anything. But
no. We would never do the no, we would never
keep it that close on EXO.
No.
Side note, not EXO related. But did y'all see Monsta X's new video this morning?
Oh my gosh.
Because that is pure talent. They've gone through it. They've gone through it this past year with Wonho, Shonu, and Johanny all having issues.
Yeah.
And to come back with that powerful of a video. When I tell you I cried like a baby. When I cry like a baby, it's an ugly cry, y'all. It's not like a little couple tears. It's ugly cry. Baekhyun is so precious. They get treated very well in the military. I know they don't like to, but they do. They do. They have to do just as well as everybody else, but they're such great guys. They're so besides being talented, they're as individuals, they're extremely intelligent. They are well educated. And hey there, quick stop.
Quick stop? I like that name.
Admin Liz.
I like that name.
Admin Liz, she was like, hi, quick stop. But
I like that name.
No, I do not have the corona. I smoke a lot. I'm not coughing because of the corona.
And we have severe pollen alerts right now where I'm at. So
yeah, me too.
The other reason why my eyes are pretty bad.
Me too. So knock on wood, everybody in my family is safe and sound. You can't just yet. Listen, I know Wano not being there breaks my heart as well. But to see what they've done, I'm going to start putting them up here.
Yes, please. I feel left out.
To see what they've done since his departure and how much they're still brothers.
Yeah.
I am so excited for Wanho solo, and also, I feel collaboration isn't too far away. I don't think you're gonna be able to keep Wanho and Mustax apart. I really don't. The company he signed with, from my research, I don't know them personally, but from my research, is a pretty easygoing company. So probably not great on promotions because they're not large. But as we're accustomed to, not too many of them are good on promotions. Nobody's really getting promotions anymore. So, I mean, Mustax had to post themselves about their music video. You know, Starship is like sleeping or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Sorry.
But they're not being very nice. It is a subsidiary of Starship. Starship owns them. But they only have, I believe, 3 artists. I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a female solo artist. I think they have a group, and then they have Wanho. And the female artist is another old Starship artist, previous Starship artist. I'd have to look it up right now, but I'm not. We only have 10 minutes before our special guest, so I'm not looking up.
Yeah, I know. Should we talk about him a little bit?
So,
okay, I know a little bit about him because I've been like fangirling since I found out about this guy. I kind of been fangirling a little bit because not only am I, of course, a Suho stan, sort of. I'm not as bad as a lot of people. Okay, so don't go there. I'm also a huge anime fan, and I'm also a gamer, a video gamer, fanatic. So when he was talking about, when we found out about him, I looked him up, and he is a voice actor. He's an anime voice actor. I don't have the series. It's called. We'll let him talk about it, but he's a voice actor for anime. He's also a musician himself. Before he wrote Suho's O2, he was a musician and is a musician. And he has a really cool story to tell on how he did connect with Suho all the way here in the U.S. But he's also a gamer. And so he happened to start playing my favorite gaming series last week. And so we've been kind of commenting back and forth on his posts, and really super sweet. I mean, y'all, he is, for all the attention he is getting for the Suho song for O2, he has got to be one of the most humble and kind people I have ever met. He's really cool. I think you guys really need to stick around. If you are here now and you're looking for him, you had to do it, didn't you? You had to bring Suho out.
Say hi, Suho. Say hi, Suho.
He's a cute Suho. He's a cute bunny. Oh, he's so cute.
Really?
Did he do what I think he just did?
He pooped on me. He did drop a pellet. He dropped a pellet. But he lives in the house now. He doesn't like being out.
Good. Suho does not deserve to be outside. No.
Well, he had a whole patio. He didn't have to go outside. And he gets fresh grapes brought to him. He doesn't have to worry. There. Okay. I'm sorry.
Does he stay in the cage or does he run around?
Oh, he doesn't have a cage.
Oh, he doesn't have a cage.
No, he shares the litter box with the cat.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he pebbles a lot all over.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he uses a litter box.
That is awesome.
So, for the most part, I hear my back door open. I have to see who's gonna come agitate, and just plain.
Why don't you play the video you were going to play?
Oh, okay, it's 6 minutes. Well, I'm only playing a clip. Okay, I'll play the whole thing. I'll play the whole thing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So y'all ready for a little bit of, this is going to get us going for when.
I'm not ready. I'm never ready. You got me last week, and I don't think I haven't forgotten. that you
Oh,
got
look
me
at me
good last
screen
week.
jagging.
You got me.
There it goes. Well, this is for our special guest that's coming.
Yes.
I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. This performance is killer. I'm sorry. It hurts. Hurts. You see that perfection?
I can't look.
You have to.
I can't look. I will, but I can't keep. This is actually my top 2 songs. One of my top 2 songs on the whole album. So
Oh,
I
definitely.
pretty much can get the song down with his vocals, obviously.
Hey guys,
Hi there.
Hey,
can you hear me okay?
Fred,
Nice
my
to introduce you.
buddy.
How's it going?
It is going great. How about
I am
you?
so glad you came. Oh, I
Good,
am
good. Thank you
so
so much for having
glad.
me. This is so sweet of you.
We are so
Oh.
excited to have you. So
So
everybody can't wait to hear your story and hear you talk.
This is so cool. This whole thing has been very surreal, like very strange and wild and wonderful, but just like really wild.
Oh, that's
are you
great.
having coffee time or tea time?
It's mostly coffee time with me. I try to be good with tea as much as I can be, but I'm a coffee guy by nature.
Oh yeah.
Same here.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
I think everyone
He
now is
does.
also like, there's no such thing as sleep anymore, so we're all just caffeinating all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So how are
yeah.
you holding up in the quarantine?
I'm doing okay. I'm lucky that um, I can still be productive and work on stuff, and I'm trying to, we're trying to continue all the studios because I'm mostly a voice actor by career.
Mm-hmm.
So my like day to day was working with a lot of the studios around here. And as much as I had certain elements of gear at home, I was
Right.
not prepared, nor were the studios prepared to have to like work with all of us from home like this at this
Yeah,
capacity.
yeah.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
been kind of like a crash course of us all like getting a bunch of gear and this and that. Like I'm now in my booth right now because it's like a good isolation thing for stuff like this
Yes.
too. But it's like a
Right.
giant, insane asylum tent kind of thing.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you tell people who don't know who you are, other than the co-writer of Suho's O2? Why don't you tell people what you do?
Sure, sure. Um, well, I'm a voice actor. I that's it's funny because I my entire life I grew up mostly doing music and acting and film and all this kind of stuff. Just like I was always doing theater and I was always playing in different bands. So I was kind of it was both things at once all the time. But music was my first love. So I mean I should say my first like connection to understanding, oh, I can do this as a career and I can just make it happen. Because
Yeah.
I was always in love with film really young too, but there was this point where I realized, oh, I can just tell my friends to pick up instruments and we could play. So that took over career wise until a couple of years ago. and I moved to Los Angeles from New York with my band, and we had done a bunch of stuff, and we ended up breaking up, and I fell into, basically deciding, you know what? I really love film. I love acting. I want to pursue it. I don't have a group to stick to it. I don't have a place that I have to like, go into every day and say, hey, this is, the program. So I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And I don't expect anything to really, come of it. I'm just going to throw myself out there. And I did all the things that you have to do, and I ended up doing some on-camera stuff, small things, but voiceover particularly was always a love of mine because I loved anime and I love video games and I love cartoons, and I grew up on all that
how we
stuff.
connected. So
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
lot how we've been connecting past
Yeah,
few weeks. So
yeah, very much.
yeah.
Many. I'm a nerd. Ultimately, I'm a professional nerd.
Yes. Professional
Um,
nerd.
I think as many of us are proudly now.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I basically most of what I do is I get to do voice acting for anime and some video games, and I've done some live action dubs for like Netflix series that are foreign language and stuff like that. It's such an incredibly rewarding job, and oddly very similar to writing music and playing music in a band, because it's
Yeah.
very collaborative. You're working in studios. There's very much a kind of energy that comes with it, and you're never quite just coming from one place, whether it's a song or a character, whatever. It's always different things every time.
Right.
Okay. Hold on. I just got to show our people. V Live has just released the subbed, or to say the subbed, titled Fan Meet from over the weekend. So it's up. Y'all can go
Fantastic.
watch it. It's free on V Live.
Nice.
So what I'll do, Ryan, is I'll put up questions on the
Yeah,
screen.
sure.
Otherwise, you can't see them. That's the only way, because I'm the only one who can see them.
No worries at all.
So, but that's so fascinating. I'm so lost with anime.
Well, it's a
My
very
daughter,
specific kind of thing,
my
Yeah,
daughter
it
and
is.
son-in-law are like super into anime.
Yeah,
With
that's amazing.
music, I've been in music since. Well, I've worked with All Time Low, Breathe Carolina.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
I'm still friends with David Draymond. I've been
Very
doing
cool.
music a long time.
Very
And
cool.
I was on Breathe Carolina's bus in 2009, and a big
Right on.
came on. And that was it. That was it for me. K-pop
Yeah.
took over my life. So, but yeah, it's craziness. It's like a whole new world.
It is. Well, I think it's funny because like in so many ways, even though they're completely different things, I notice a lot of like similarities between something like K-pop and like anime and the fan base, because of how
Yeah.
it's such a like such a rabid, passionate culture and fan base. Like, like
Yes.
they are so in appreciation of it. There are wonderful people who are dressing up and drawing pictures and
Yes.
like putting out their own creative passions through
Yeah.
it. And I mean, the fan base that I've met through this song is one of the most kind and loving and like supportive, like incredible I've ever come across in my life.
Good.
So I'm very lucky to have, come through any of you guys because of this. It's a total gift, really.
Yeah, Axels, we're a big family.
Yeah. We
Obviously, we
fight like family and love like them
I was
too.
gonna say we fight like family.
We do.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh.
We'll fight amongst each other, but we will fight for EXO for
What
till
is it? What is it? May I ask that creates the argument?
usually it's a fan war that gets taken a little too far. Um,
Yeah, same with
we
anime.
we
Yeah.
have like the big fan bases who tend to tell people what to do a little too much. Like
Mm.
they're the ants. They're the ants that came over for coffee and start telling you. So that's about basically what the fights start over.
That's
But in the
interesting.
end,
Yeah.
we're all in it together. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
No, I
what
notice
anime
it's
is.
very
It's a
loving.
lifestyle. it's a lifestyle. It's not even
Yeah,
it's not
it
even
really
just
is.
a
You know,
fandom.
and being an American and looking, having grown up in music, you know this for sure, Ryan, but you know how you like one group and it's okay that you like, say, um, uh,
Def Leppard.
Ozzy Osbourne, and then
Right,
the
right,
next
right.
group, and you love Def Leppard and you love Wham, from the 80s and
Right,
such.
right, totally,
And it's
totally.
okay.
Well,
But
I think
over,
it took time, oddly enough, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
And I was thinking about that recently, funny enough, because I was talking to somebody about the idea of like, even back in the day with like, disco versus heavy metal, like there was always a
Yep.
versus to some, like,
yeah,
and
there
in the
was.
90s, it was like rock and roll versus pop music. And
And
now everyone realizes
grunge.
that the term pop music just means everything, and
Yeah.
Right.
I,
Yeah.
I definitely think part of it comes with so much of it comes with personal identity, right? No matter
Mhm.
what, like what you're comfortable with admitting you associate with says so much about you versus like, needing someone else's approval to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you don't, you're not cool cuz you like this and that or whatever."
Right.
And sometimes we are stuck in that. Sometimes we can, hold on to that for a little too long, but most of us are lucky enough to grow out of it,
Yeah.
by a certain
Yeah.
age at least.
Well, we would think we're hoping that happens with K-pop.
Yes.
Um,
We do. We
Well,
really
it's
do
very I
because
feel like it's culturally very new in the States still, right? Like in the way
yeah,
that it
it is.
is.
It
it
is.
is. It
Um,
it really is. And um like knowing that you helped write that song,
yep.
it just really, I think it blindsided the K-pop world
You can
because
gonna talk.
we never knew that was coming.
Interesting.
And not, a lot of people don't think about that. They
Well,
think all the writers and stuff are over there, but they don't think about the American writers or the Canadians or
right,
anyone
right.
else.
Yeah,
So
because it's I mean, so much of that stuff just isn't spoken about for all the different reasons. And I think no matter what, none of this like I'm crazy appreciative about
So,
people showing any love my way because like I don't want to feel like this is taking away, from the song
mm-mm.
for Suho at all. Like
No.
and it's very much like, I very much and my friends, like I don't know if you guys might know because you're more familiar with the kind of K-pop scene. Do you know like the Korean rock and roll scene as well?
I
Trish
know
would know
some
that more
trap.
than me.
I know some trap, and I know the pop and some of the heavier stuff, but not
Because
a lot.
well, you might or might not know because essentially what the story behind all this I can explain is basically how I got involved in doing this is through a friend of mine whose name is Brian, and he is the singer and songwriter in a band called the Black Skirts, and they're out there in South Korea, and they're wonderful. And he's been a buddy of mine since we were kids because he used to live back here, in the States. When I was in New York, he was an East Coast kid,
Okay.
and we were always playing music together. And he reached out to me about a year ago now, and we started working on just a bunch of different song ideas and things, just back and forth, under the idea of not necessarily working with anyone specific, but the idea of like, hey, we're both in different places, but we can work on music, and we can't necessarily play shows or this or that together, but we can send these songs out to other people. Maybe someone else would like them. And we put this song out amongst it, and it kind of just like, it happened to catch their attention, and it it was very much like, wait, what? So it's very much, we're just as shocked as anybody else, and
Right.
very appreciative, and like hearing it has been surreal, like hearing it in this way and like seeing the performance, like it's pretty emotional on my end for sure.
Oh, I bet. I
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure,
couldn't
it's
even
That's
wild.
something
imagine.
to be very proud of. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you know, halfway across the world, and your song is being played on the radio, and well, not your song, but the lyrics, some of the lyrics to your songs, to the songs and such, and it has to be.
Yeah, no, it's
So
it's very the wildest part about it is especially because so much of what like before my career actually took off with voice acting, so much of what I thought my career was supposed to be was being in a band. Most of my life, I was, doing everything I could, being in a band, making records, going on tour, doing all the stuff, but not ever seeing like even a modicum of this kind of success.
Right.
And to have contributed to something that can be a global, have a global effect in such a way that is also like such a song full of compassion and everything, and getting such love, it's intense. It's really intense.
It is a beautiful ripple effect.
It really is.
Far away, it just comes together.
Yeah, and believe me, like all of us, me and Brian and our friend Cliff, because the three of us worked on it together before, sending it over their way, and all of us, we were literally talking about it earlier today. Like we're so humbled and honored. Like this whole thing is just kind of like blowing our minds still. So it means the world. Everybody watching, it means the world. Really.
Well, I'm sure that we will have a lot of comments and questions later, because what normally happens is they think of their questions at the end.
Yeah.
Posting them on Twitter.
That's quite all right. Do they? Yeah. If they want to ever ask me something on Twitter too, they can always reach out. There's no weirdness. Please, it's an open book.
Yeah, that's what we tell them about us too. That is so fascinating because we have been trying to so much get their attention. I am in communication with SM Entertainment, but I don't like. They just kind of they approve of the radio station, but they don't like promote the radio station.
Is it something that is it just a matter of like? I'm sure it's a political thing. I don't mean like political. I mean industry politics.
I am the only radio station, WEXO, that plays XO in the United States.
Whoa! Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the only one with permission. I mean, others may sneak a song in or two, but I'm the only one with SM's permission.
Wow.
I am licensed as WEXO. That is my broadband name for internet radio.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
But now I'm more flabbergasted as to why there isn't more anyway.
That is whatever SM feels they need to do. Yeah. Because when I joined the Twitter fandom, because I was a K-pop fan for a long time, but I didn't join Twitter until 2018.
Same with me.
I was just amazed that they weren't out here. Nobody was doing nothing. So I reached out. I reached out to iHeartRadio. I reached out to like a couple, not Pandora, because Pandora has them iTunes. Amazon Music for live music from Amazon doesn't play XO. Yeah, and I kept getting the same response. SM will not allow it.
Interesting.
They're an entertainment company. They didn't name SM. Their entertainment company will not allow it. So we ran Radio XOs for almost 8 months privately. Yeah. And then I finally got permission.
Wow.
In public. So we went public with it. And we've been a year and a half. Radio XOs has been
very cool. Well,
for a year and a half.
Bravo. Very cool.
We're just, a couple. Our families think we need straight jackets. Because XO is my life.
It's okay. I mean, you're talking to a guy who's literally doing work from a padded room. So
yeah, we need the padding.
That's cool.
We need the padding, but it ties into my design company, so it's all right.
Oh, right on.
I make shirts, so I make K-pop.
Yeah, she's more into the business aspect than I am. I'm just kind of the social butterfly, trying to get everyone's attention. So I don't have any experience in radio. This is my first time. So
very cool. Yeah, but you know what? It's more about like superpowers combining. It's not about two people having the same skills.
There's 13 of us. There's 13 admins for Radio XOs.
All volunteers.
That explains the messaging.
Yes.
Yeah.
We run around.
You're all very sweet.
We run around the clock. Somebody is always on, posting, and they post the song of the hour and whatever's happening in the world of K-pop.
Wow.
And
Wow.
also the regular world, because we try to keep everybody informed. But these ladies all volunteer, and they all
Very
listen
cool.
to my craziness and all my nasty ideas I come up with to try to get EXO spread around the world even more.
Yeah,
Uh, we
definitely.
do. Uh, why are you saying sorry? One of the admins just said sorry.
What?
Why are you sorry?
Oh, I bet because the messages, right?
Oh, it's Lizzie. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. When I go on the message, I don't read up.
Oh, I'm just realizing there's a thing that says chat here. If I hit that, will I see the chat?
You either will see it or be able to post.
Let's see. Let's see what
Try it.
happens. Let's see. Live comments. Oh, now I see the live comments.
Oh,
Okay.
there you
Oh,
go. There you go.
I can't see you
but
guys
you
at the
can't
same
see
time.
us.
Can you see
Yeah.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can still see you.
Okay. So then I'll keep it on you guys, and then if I see anybody talking or having a question, I'll pop back in there so I could read it. Now I know what I'm doing.
The sorry was to Ryan because the messages are a mess.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm the trust me, it's on my end. I'm especially lately because everyone's cooped up. I've been very lucky to do a lot of different like little things like this lately all over the map in different formats, but it's literally on all different forms of the video chats and
Oh,
stuff,
Yeah,
and I am
yeah.
not by nature the most tech savvy, so I'm always like, oh, that okay, so this, and I'm always afraid to hit a button and like turn the whole thing off. So
Oh,
you know,
we usually have technical difficulties. It is not uncommon for the radio
no, it's not.
fair.
because we are learning
Not
as
at
we
all.
go. I'm
Not
hoping
at
by the
all.
time we completely learn that I will be able to do everything live on the radio. Right
Well,
now, I just pay it to run. That's all I do.
I know that feeling. I think so much of it is like it's just a constant investment in yourself. Even when people, jump on board, it's like you kind of always have to be looking forward and thinking, okay, I have to take a piece of this and put it into this now, and
Yep.
it's just that belief and it's that process, and it's because you love it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's it has to be.
Oh,
So,
definitely. You should see Trish. I mean, I met her. I came
Oh,
onto
now I
Twitter.
see.
I
There's
was
okay.
on Instagram, but I was on Instagram and followed Becky on
Uh
um,
huh.
to Twitter, and that's how I got. And I kind of fell into a group of people, and then I met Trish on the side, and after that, we just kind of we're called Nunas because we're over the age of 50. So well, that's what they call
Right. I
older
get it. I
women
get it.
in Korea. So we call
Hmm.
ourselves Nunas. So that just sounds better anyway. But she and I clicked,
instead of
and
old,
so
It's adorable. No, it's an adorable name. It's an endearing name. It's a term of
it
it
endearment.
is.
is. It
I saw
is.
there's a
It's a sign of
question that popped
respect.
up. I see.
So
Mom fan of EXO. It
Yep.
said, when did I find out that my song would be part of the album?
oh, good question.
That is a really
I don't
good
think I've
question, and
heard you say that.
it's actually really funny because, like I said before, we wrote this song, or the idea of the song and everything that we had sent over like a year ago, and like even some stuff that I do with voiceover, like sometimes you'll even throw out an audition and you won't hear back for a while, so you just kind of you train yourself to just forget about it because
Hmm.
you just assume it's either
Yeah.
not going to happen. Most things in this industry either just like end up falling through or whatever, so you just kind of like you set it and forget it.
Right.
And I only
Yeah.
found out like this, like it happened maybe a few months ago, like the like final like, all right, it's all going through kind of thing. So it was like very, very much like there was a talk of it maybe 6 months in, but it was more theoretical, and it was like, there were ideas floating around of maybe this will happen, but
Hmm.
and then it was only maybe like a month or two before we all got like locked down that they were like, yeah, this is done. So it was
Wow.
relatively, yeah, it was way more recent. And it was funny because I actually remember getting the message because Brian is overseas, and he's the one that's kind of been like, we've been doing emails and stuff business wise, but like we'll just talk through text or whatever, and he reached out to me we're on different hours, so I'll get messages from him later at night or like weird hours in the morning. And I happened to be leaving a friend's house who lived nearby, so I was walking home, and it was like maybe like midnight or something like that. And he sent me the message that was like, no details yet, but it's happening. And I was like, what? Like, it was like I'd forgotten about it, like, so it was this crazy, like, dream, and then it just started doing this. It's been crazy.
Oh, okay.
Another question.
Was O2 the original title? Is that why Suho liked it so much? No, it wasn't the original title. That's why, like, I don't want to make it seem like, he just like took a song we wrote and like, ran with it. Like, he changed a ton of it. He changed lyrics, he changed the title, he changed, like, there's so much that he made very much his own. What we presented was very much, melodies, orchestrations, ideas, like lyrics that, like, we presented plenty, but all of it was open to be like completely changed, to whatever he wanted. And he changed plenty to make it really truly his, which I absolutely loved. I even saw someone translated the lyrics into English, and I love the lyrics, and they're like none of the ones that we wrote, but it's still very much evocative of what we did write. So it's like a really beautiful, like we're sharing it together.
And then he took the backbone and just expanded from it.
Exactly. Because so much of it is, like, you have to, especially being someone who's mostly written for myself and being in bands, and like, no matter what, you have to make a thing yours. And now as an actor, everything I do is interpreting a thing that's been written for me, right? Like, and on top of that, with dubbing, it's already even been performed by someone in Japan or something, so like, I am bringing, I can digest all of that, but I have to bring myself and my experiences and my choices to this thing that I'm going to now do. So it's the same thing as a songwriter. It's like, you have to present, even if he loved all of it, which I'm sure he didn't, like, even if he loved all of it, it was like, I want to use all of it, he had to find a way to funnel it through his own heart and soul. And I think he did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
I see another question from Lizzie. Thank you guys for the questions too. You're all so nice. What did I feel when I heard the complete song with Suho's vocals for the first time? Oh my God, I cried. It was crazy.
I'm so glad to hear that.
He cries.
It was crazy. Oh, I cry. I love cry. I cry during movies. I cry when I play video games. I will cry for, like, I'm a total, like, I'm not ashamed to admit it, and I don't think it's wimpy or anything. Like, I love when something like creative can push me to an emotional, like, edge like that.
Thank you. And I ugly cry.
For sure.
It's okay.
For sure. I ugly cry all the time. It's a good thing I'm alone in quarantine. I can ugly cry all I want.
Right.
I absolutely, I was blown away. I'm trying to remember, because it was only a couple weeks ago at this point when it happened, but it was like a fever dream, because it happened overnight for me.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was like into the next morning, and especially with how everybody responded on Twitter, it was like, I spent the entire day, like, my Twitter actually like locked me out, because I was trying to like and respond to everybody, and was like, you have to be a bot. So it, like, literally was like, like, you're spamming, and I was like, I'm trying to talk to people, like, because everyone was just like outpouring such kindness, and I was not prepared for it. So, like, it was the whole thing just walloped me. And then a few days later, the live version came out, which I saw you guys were playing right before I jumped on. And like, again, that leveled me again. I was like, when did they even have the time to do this? Like, this is, like, incredible.
Yeah,
really incredible. And just, like, he's so passionate, man. It's crazy. I really, because I have to admit, like, I'm super new to them, like, as a listener. I've known about them forever. But this, and that's why, like, I was very much honored when this all happened, but I was still very much, like, unaware of, the breadth of what they could do and everything. And I mean, I love the whole album. I think the whole album is wonderful. And it's funny because, like, you'll be happy to know that not only my whole family and friends and stuff back home in New York and everything, but my bandmates, who I'm not in the band with anymore, who all of us are doing different stuff out here in LA, and like my buddy was like, I just bought the record, it's great. Like a bunch of people who normally would not, necessarily look at this stuff openly, like are just like falling for this guy. So I mean, the whole record's wonderful, and I was like I'm still moved by it. I'm never going to not be moved by this. It's one of the this is one of the greatest things of my life for sure.
So, I was just about to ask that very same question. That one just popped in my head. I'm so glad.
No, but you know what's funny? Because I was actually going to ask you guys that tonight. I was going to ask because I know that what's the is there one that you guys suggest is the one that I should dive into? They're like the Beatles. I mean, I feel like it's
they are.
Wow. Wow. Tempo. He needs to listen to Tempo. The acapella bridge.
Because I guess I'm a fan. I love great melody. I love stuff that is going to surprise me. I love things that can be eclectic from one song to the next, and I feel like they're all so capable of surprising me that it's I don't know where to start.
A deep
and what's a good frame of reference?
Yes.
Okay.
Set my tempo.
Yes. And then switch it up and go straight to Lotto.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Lotto.
Because that's going to give you totally different. Every album has different feels. Every album.
You know what? He could. Wonderful.
And they
just hop over to Spotify to our playlist. We've got 18 perfect. Hours of it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that'll make it easy.
Yeah.
We have everything on our playlist. We even have live albums on our playlist.
We what?
Right? We have the live album on our playlist.
Oh, yes, cool.
We have the live album. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Would I want to work on another song with Suho? Of course I would. I would be honored. That stuff is so outside of we never get to choose that stuff, it's how that happened was simply we had some songs, we put it out there to a bunch of different people and artists and all kinds of stuff out there, and it wasn't necessarily we had directly pitched to only Suho and EXO going hey, this is just for you. It was wouldn't it be amazing if any of these people wanted to collaborate with us? But again, it's under the idea of you put this stuff out there and you assume no one's going to even want to touch it anyway.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah, it's you assume it's the email you send that never gets read. So when it happened, it was already are you sure? Are they sure? Is everybody sure? This is crazy. So I would be honored. I mean, I think what's really interesting is now that this has happened, I'm hoping that it will give us opportunity to have more of a dialogue back and forth with opportunity like that, instead of it just being who are these random guys? Because now at least we have this collaboration, and it seems to be, I mean, I think he took it and flew, man. The song came out so beautifully. So I'm hoping we'll get to do more for sure. I would be honored.
Unfortunately, though, the work is probably not going to happen for a while because over there they have the enlistments. So we're about to lose.
That's what someone was just telling me about that, and this is just so was this album the idea of okay, I'm going to release this before I go off because I need to say something that's
yes, that's exactly.
Wow, that means that's even heavier. That's even more powerful to be a part of then. That's wild.
Made in You was supposed to be a song he wrote for the fan base. Made in You. So.
Oh, wow. So, that makes sense. That makes sense. Wow. I see here. Rogue Suho performed all of his songs live with the band. Was it written to be performed with a live band? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's an awesome question.
That's a great question. Yeah, absolutely. Especially because I think what's funny is me and my friends Ryan and Cliff, who originally worked on the first idea of it. We all come from rock and roll, so
yeah.
our instincts are more from that kind of instrumentation, even if it's a matter of writing pop melodies or this or that, and we're happy to play with all kinds of different stuff too, and really we're going to even try and push it more, now.
Right.
But it's fun because, like, I think that's what makes it so refreshing to hear, is that, like, it is very much rock and roll. It's very much bass, drums, guitar, You can play that song. You can literally just play that song with an acoustic guitar by yourself. It's very much designed to just be, it could be a folk song, So, that's another thing, which I don't know if anybody else was going to ask it, but, like, when we wrote it, we also knew if it were to be taken by anybody else, like, it could be completely reshaped and reformed sonically in every way. And, like, it's very true to, like, what we approached it from still, which is cool, because I was actually expecting it to sound totally different, and it's like, it sounds way closer than I thought, in a beautiful way. Like, and I was kind of shocked. Like, it was like, oh wow, okay.
Okay, I'll go read a couple of these comments. They're not questions. So
sure,
when you
sure.
ask about a suggestion for songs, Sakrina, 8 Years with XO, suggested you start chronologically. Start with the first one. So that
sorry, you're breaking up a little bit for some reason. I'm losing.
Yeah, I'm starting to lag.
Yeah, we're starting. It's been almost an hour, so they start lagging us a little.
That's why.
After an hour, it starts lagging for some reason. Yeah. So you said to listen chronologically, so you can see the evolution.
Chronologically, okay.
And then
the evolution, which that makes sense.
I'll just put them up here and you can read them. That'll be easy.
Oh yes, he would love it.
I should listen to Chen's rock song. Done. I will. It's okay.
And
aside from the enlistment, he said before that it's his wish to release a solo album before 30.
That's
cool.
True.
Very cool. True. So it's this really, like, I like it. He's a man of action.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he has been. He has been for 8 years with them.
Yes.
He is such a great
crazy.
leader.
It's crazy. He's so young. I mean, like, they're so impressive. The whole thing, like, is so impressive to me, because I think what a lot of people, I think some people think about it, but a lot of people don't realize is, aside from the creative part of it and the actual physical performance of all the stuff and the traveling and everything they do, it's also a huge responsibility to be that famous and have that many eyes on you and that many thoughts on you and that many, like, constantly have that much, coming at you, that you have to be, like, on at all times in so many ways. And, like, and I don't mean it in like a falsity way. I mean it in, like, we all know what it feels like when you come home from work and you sit down and you're like, you just, like, kind of need to, like, shut down, like, and people at Suho's level really never get to do that. Like, and it's pretty wild, that they've been able to be so continuously humble and good at what they do, and just keep striving to be better and more creative, and they seem so wonderful to their fans. Like, it's a really tough job. Like, and I know that sounds like, oh, poor celebrity, but, like,
oh no,
the actual job is very difficult. It's and that's outside of the actual thing that you sign up to do. That's the funniest part, is, like, anybody who's creative, as much as they will, it's hard to explain, because, like, as a creative person who has any kind of fan, like, you worship your fans, because, like, the fact that anybody likes what you do and wants to support you, you're like, are you sure? Like, oh my God, I love you. Thank you so much for caring. Like, thank you so much for seeing me. It's not just like a, praise me, peon, like, that's not how it works,
No.
So
and that they're not
believe
like that.
me, no, and I'm sure they acknowledge it. So, like, it's a responsibility unto itself that they are all aware of, and I think that's, like, really powerful. But it's definitely, it's funny, because you also don't think, when you want to be a singer or be an actor or be a whatever, that's the job that you thinking you're signing up for, and then that's like 30% of, like, what you have to do, like, right. So it's really wild when you actually are fortunate enough to, be successful. And if you're that level of success, like, the actual part that you signed up for is so small in comparison to everything else that becomes a full-time job. And you have to, again, going back to, you have to love it. You have to love your fans. You
Yeah.
have to love the responsibility, and you have to know that we're, any of us who are creative and have people letting us do it, we're lucky, no matter what, no matter how much skill or this or that, we're all lucky that you guys care. That means the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just the most humblest guys.
Yeah.
And back in the beginning, they played for Rice. They've played shows for Rice.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
How many
refused
did they have at their
to
first
turn up.
fan meet? How many was it? Like 10
They
at their
attended
first fan
their
meet?
very first fan
Something
meet.
like that. I can't remember the exact number, but it was under 20.
That's crazy.
When they
Wow.
debuted,
Wow.
they were called SM's biggest mistake.
Yeah.
That's what they
They
were called.
were. They were.
Wow.
2012. They were EXO's biggest mistake. And we live by that with radio, because when we started radio, when I signed my first contract with radio, the Korean fans said we were a mistake, that we were going to hurt EXO. So we kind of live with that mantra that they went by to prove them all wrong. To prove them all wrong.
Well, yeah, and I hope it's also to connect, because I think, again, going back to even like, with anime and stuff, I think so much of it is, from where I come from, about any of this stuff with any fan base that is, all over the place. Like, I'm all about connectivity,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to find ways to bridge all of the, I feel like any argument can turn into a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather have a
Right.
conversation, and we don't have to agree, but I would rather walk away going, I don't agree, but I like that guy. Like,
Exactly.
instead of having some like weird bitter thing towards someone, like some of my best friends in the whole world with, I have complete difference of opinions.
Yeah.
Like, so total strangers on Twitter over anything, creative or otherwise, like, there's always a way in my mind to have civil discourse. So I'm hoping that, just like with what you guys are doing, we can all find ways to just be kinder to each other, and find ways to celebrate things even if we disagree.
Right. We just
Right.
Lizzie, sorry, I see another question. Would I be interested in working with other K-pop groups? For sure. That's the plan. We're working on music right now that we're going to be, sending out more overseas into different groups, and kind of just seeing, right now it's very much, we'll see what happens, but it's absolutely that is the intention, is to work way more with more K-pop groups and stuff like that, because I really like it also as a personal challenge. I find it to be really interesting because it's not in my comfort zone of what I'm used to writing for. So I find it to be really fun, and especially because I know ultimately it will be changed to enough of a degree that it's not like I have to be super personal about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can be, but I don't necessarily have to be like, this song is my baby. And it actually makes it a lot more freeing to get weirder and make choices that I necessarily wouldn't make if I were, let's say, releasing something under my own name. And like, knowing that you're writing it for a certain style of music or a certain audience, it's almost like putting on a character. So it's been fun. It's definitely been fun, and I'm hoping that I can do more, and make more music that you guys like.
Oh yeah, definitely. We would
Definitely.
definitely look forward to it. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
And what is your series, your anime series, so that we can listen?
Right now, it's funny, actually. We are very close to something very new coming out that I still can't talk about. But the anime series that I'm currently on, that it's on a little brief hiatus right now, but there's a good like 15 episodes to catch up on for people. It's called Welcome to Demon School Irumakun, and you can just look up Welcome to Demon School. It's kind of like, the way that I describe it is, if you took Harry Potter and anime and The Breakfast Club and you just mashed it all together. It's very fun
Very
and goofy and sweet, and
Wow.
you'd actually, I think both of you would really like it. It's
I've been
very
trying
much
to.
like, you've
I'm
been trying,
about to
sorry?
start watching it this weekend. Yeah, I was going to try to watch
Jump
it
on
this
it.
week, but I've been working. I work 12,
You
almost
gotta
12 hours
relax
every
too.
day.
So when you get time, don't worry. It's not you work, do your thing, and then relax. You're not
I have
held
to
up
find
to
something to do.
needing to watch anytime soon. But
Oh,
I do
that'd be
think
something my son and
especially,
I can do.
yeah, well, it's
My
great for families, and
yeah.
it's funny. My mom back in New York, she's watching it. She loves it, and she's never seen an anime
Oh,
in her life. I think it's kind of a cool show in that way that it's something that is not necessarily so much anime is either really violent or this or that or just so specific that you kind of have to be somewhat aware of what you're getting into or just be like fully willing to dive
yeah.
in. And what I love about this show is that I feel like it's so accessible even to someone who's never watched anime before. So I love being able to recommend it to anybody and be like, yeah, no, you should watch it and know that people will enjoy it. So I highly suggest it. It's funny.
Well, I'm going to watch it this weekend because I need a break from reality.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I do. I need a break from reality. So I'm quarantined with 3 kids that aren't mine plus mine. So yeah. Yeah, I need a break from reality. But okay, so we've gone over our hour.
I'm
But
surprised they haven't kicked us yet, but
I know. We'll get
It's quite all right. I got to get running pretty soon anyway, so.
But it was so great having you. We will keep track and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you so much.
We'll keep in touch. We'll have to have you come back when the new anime
Yeah,
starts.
please do.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
please do.
You do
Thank you.
everything.
You guys are so sweet.
So.
Thank you everybody for the questions too. I really appreciate it. Wonderful hanging out with you. We'll talk soon.
Have a great night, Ryan.
Have a good night, Ryan.
Great night.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. Oh my God. All right.
Oh, that's so fun.
That was so fun, guys. Did you enjoy it?
That was fun. Y'all.
I'm on.
I swear we keep getting people.
So shush.
Oh, who is it? Never mind. I don't want to know. It's okay. You're gonna watch Ryan's anime and you're gonna relax.
I can hear him screaming on the patio. I love having to try to have my own time.
Or stick your headphones in and just listen to Suho's album because you know that relaxes you.
It does.
It does. And light Becky On's candle. That will help too.
Oh gosh, yes. I don't even know it's buried in my counter somewhere. So guys, everybody's still watching us because we still have viewers. What do y'all think? Isn't he like super cool?
I hope you guys have fun.
Right. And that's so exciting. That's what we do here at WEXO. We're trying to binge the worlds together. We're trying to bring K-pop to the worlds. And as soon as, people start to realize that just because it's the other side of the world, it doesn't mean it's bad. So, he is so fascinating. I want to have him back. Just like all of our guests, I love to have repeat guests so that they can come chat with Joy and I and get all the questions in.
Mm-hmm.
She was an awesome guest. I absolutely can't wait to watch that series this weekend.
Yes.
And hopefully it's on YouTube because then I can watch it on my TV.
I'll see we'll see if we can find the link. I don't know if it's on YouTube. It's on an app called Crunchyroll. No spaces. Crunchy. Like Crunchyroll.
I can put that on my Roku. I can put that on my TV and download it.
You can see if it's on there. So that's where he has his animes, by the way, guys. So make sure you look up. I know it's on the Apple Store and I think it's on Android, but it's called Crunchyroll. And it's paid advertisement. You have to watch the ads just like everyone else. But that's where he has that anime. We know for sure that's illegal. That's legal, and we'll pay him if if you watch on Crunchyroll, he gets paid for it. So keep that in mind too when you're looking for his stuff.
So y'all, we have hit over 800 people reached on Facebook again this week.
Tonight?
Thank you all. Yes.
Are you serious?
We haven't even finished
that. Awesome.
So Facebook, you guys are awesome.
You guys are. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Ryan is cool, right? So we try, guys. Admin Joy, she is our social butterfly. She reaches out to all these people to come join us on the radio. And it's really, really, really awesome and cool. And all you Facebook watchers, Twitter watchers, y'all, we still haven't got our first account back. So if you know any mutuals looking for radio, let them know where we are. So, we have 44 live viewers. That's nice. That's great.
That's better than last week.
That is
was
better
than last week on here, on Twitter. So, but if anyone has an idea of whom they would like us to try, please, please, please. One thing I ask you guys, if you want to make a suggestion, let's not go over and get SM people, because we know that's not going to happen. Okay, guys? It is not going to happen. We can try, but
SM's not working.
I can only
coronavirus. I'm just letting you all know.
Yeah. There's a little bit of social butterfly I can do, but there's just so much. So if you guys have anyone in mind that you would like us to try to get, leave them in comments. Send us a direct message. We have 2 radio accounts, so leave us a direct message. Tell us if you have someone in mind. I would love to know who you think would be good. Personally, let me try to get in touch with them. So,
yeah, anybody.
Yeah.
YouTubers, reactors. We can try to get a hold of anybody. I say we by meaning Admin Joy, because I don't do that.
Now I can tell you there are 2.
Unfortunately, I leave them unread. Yeah, Joy is in charge of
reactors that will not. We've already tried to get 2 reactors from YouTube, and they have said no. And a lot of it, sadly, is because of fan wars. They try to keep their noses out of that fan war stuff, and that's why they will not come and talk to us. So just let you guys know that.
That's a good idea.
Ooh.
We do know that he does talk to fans.
Ooh.
He is very accessible. We could start working on it, but it'd have to be after the virus.
Yes.
I know none of them are taking chances with too much of anything. So the Philippines says hi. Hi, Philippines.
Ooh, hello.
Philippines. I think we might have to start Fandom Friday a little later.
We've been talking about it, but the last time we did, we didn't get any viewers until like an hour after.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed like every time we would start later, it'd be like an hour later when people start showing up.
Yeah, they forget or something.
Just
better start setting your alarms.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook fan who she's not on. She was going to try to stay up for the live. Not stay up, but it would be 3:30 a.m. for her.
Guys, trust me, I understand. I'm right there with y'all. I tried to stay up until 2:30 this morning to watch Suha's surprise live on V Live, and I missed it.
So Brandon Burnett is our next try for a guest.
Okay. You're gonna have to write that down now.
He wrote Ben through. That's okay. Remember that, Serena. Tell her later in chat.
Yes.
Ben through. So that means I get to play the video again.
No.
Play Ben through one more time.
No. No, please, Lord, help me. No. Not unless Liz gets on here and suffers with me. The Liz's have to be on here to suffer with me before you play that again. Or Sajan.
So everybody's here right now. So you want me to play it now?
Yeah, but no one's on live. That's the whole thing.
No, yeah.
That's not fair. Oof.
So we're going to cut off this live and end the broadcast because an hour and 14 minutes is a little long. People get nasty with us when we go too long.
Yeah. They start cutting us out.
So admins, we will see you in the chat. And everyone else, have a great night. Thank you for joining us. If you missed any, just watch the replay. We will be with you all weekend.
I will be here
all weekend. Edmund Denise is on all weekend. I, might be alive still this weekend. Who knows?
That's if the Liz's want you to play it. Okay, I see how they are. They're ducking and running. They want you to play it, but they don't want to come on here and watch. I see how it is, girls.
You see how it is.
I see how you are. Well, we'll talk about that later. I still owe you guys from last week.
No, you owe the Liz's, not me. I didn't do it. I just pushed.
You played the video.
I just pushed
You're
the play
part
button.
of it.
I pushed the play button.
You are part of it. You let them get you, so you're in it.
Put your hair in it. Did you see my hair, Miss Lizzie? Did you see the messy hair? Don't care I got going on tonight. It's still wet from my shower, and I got in super late. Because everybody needs me when I say I gotta get in the shower. Then everybody needs a drink. Everybody needs a snack. Everybody needs something. So, somebody's 12 pack in, so can't help. So, but yeah. So, let us get off this live before I start venting about my personal life.
No,
So, yeah, have a great night. We should edit this broadcast.
Don't.
I'll edit the broadcast. All right, good night, everybody. See you all next week, and we will see you on the paper side.